Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. He tapped my shoulder. Polite, dismissive, efficient, like calling for a waiter. My parents don't want you at our wedding, he said, eyes glued to his plate. You can stream it online. The room froze. Crystal glasses paused midair. A fork clinked. A tiny tremor of nerves. I smiled, not because it didn't hurt, but because it did. I folded my napkin with precision, counted my breaths, and let the words sink deep, where I could study them. Then my daughter stood. Her chair scraped back like a blade leaving its sheath. Then find yourself a new wife, she said, steady. And a new job, he laughed. A short, confused sound. He didn't know yet. None of them did. I remembered him 8 years ago, polite, attentive, shaking hands properly. He asked questions. He listened. He understood patience, or at least pretended to. I guided him through his first business plan, introduced him to people who ignored cold emails. I gave him credibility. Not money. Credibility. I welcomed him like blood when he married my daughter. That was my mistake. Trust is a currency. I spent it freely. The change was subtle. Invitations stopped including my name. Decisions were announced, never discussed. He spoke for my daughter while she smiled a little too tightly beside him. I noticed. I said nothing. Old money doesn't like reminders of who built the roads they drive on. Polite smiles thin as paper. The first crack came with a message sent to the wrong thread. A wedding seating chart. My name absent. A note beside it. Keep him out. He complicates things. I didn't confront him. I observe. I waited. I watched him reroute contracts into a new entity, present my ideas as his own, assume my silence meant ignorance. Quiet people are underestimated. Harmless. Invisible. Until they aren't. When the wedding exclusion was final, something in me cooled. Not hardened. Cooled like metal being prepared for shaping. I called my lawyer, my accountant, 2 board members who owed me favors. They forgot. Revenge did not. I transferred intellectual property back to its origin, reviewed clauses he skimmed, exercised rights he didn't know existed. Capital shifted at dawn. Lights left on. Nobody noticed. The dinner was his stage. He thought he controlled the moment. He thought generosity meant offering a live stream. He was wrong. My daughter's standing wasn't part of his plan. Phones buzzed one by one, alerts that make men check balances without thinking. He whispered her name. She didn't look. I stood. Slowly. The room leaned in. I won't be streaming, I said, calm, measured. Doing what? He asked, cracking. I smiled. Reclaiming what's mine. Someone gasped. Someone laughed uncertainly. He looked to his parents. Too late. By dessert, the board vote was finalized. By coffee, accounts were frozen pending review. By the time plates cleared, his phone rang with the kind of call that changes posture forever. He stood, chair clattering. Tried to speak. Nobody helped. My daughter removed her ring and placed it on the table. The sound small. Final. His parents didn't meet my eyes. Old money hates scenes it can't control. Outside, the night air was cool. I didn't know, she said. I did, I replied. That's why I waited. Justice isn't loud. It doesn't need witnesses. It needs timing. The wedding never happened. The company folded into something smaller, quieter, owned by people who read the fine print. He found another job. Temporary. Always will. I was invited to the next family dinner. I declined. Some lessons don't require attendance. I don't hate him. Hate is messy. Betrayal teaches you who someone is. Revenge teaches them who you are. And I sleep very well.